10, 10 hacks to manage your class. All right, all right, I got it. 10 classroom management hacks for high school. What is good, people? This is Melissa. I don't think I've ever even said my name on camera before. This is Millennial in Debt. And we're going to be doing some more teacher talk because I'm a teacher and it's October or whenever this video comes out. What we're going to be talking about today is 10 classroom hacks for classroom management. 10 hacks to manage your class. All right, I got it. 10 classroom management hacks for high school. Now, a lot of times the videos that I see or the blogs and things that I see have amazing classroom management ideas and tips and tricks. And most of them are for middle school and elementary school. I, however, teach the big kids, right? 9 through 12 in New York City. So giving them like stickers for good behavior doesn't always work. It never works. But that's okay because I have been teaching for 9 years and I'm going to give you some of the tips that I use in my classroom to kind of keep things under wraps. Okay, so let me get my trusty notebook. Boop. This is where I write everything that I do in life. Thank you, Asia. So let's get started, right? Okay. The first thing that's really important, especially because we've had about 3 weeks of school going on the 4th week by the time you see this video, you need to know their names. In my earlier years, I used to be able to learn names on the second day of school. I was really that good. My brain has slowed down quite a bit since then. But it's still crucial and very important in managing your class right from the beginning and making sure that everything gets off to a good start. You need to learn their names like now because you need to be able to say, hey, you, right? Little Jimmy, stop trying to stab your classmate with a pencil, right? Stop, like just stop it. The second thing that you really want to try to do, a hack, classroom management hack, is you want to set norms right from the beginning, especially if you're teaching lower grades or the lower half of high school. So usually what I do in my class, I'll have the aim that they need to copy down. I'll have the word of the day, which has to do with something in our class or like lesson or a book. And they'll have a do now. So the do now, they know they have to come in and do it now. So that leaves little room for them to come and just like talk or do chaotic things. They know they have to get that do now done because I'm moving on in 5 minutes and they get participation points for it and all of that. So set norms right from the beginning that they have to do and they have to follow. So this way they won't have as much downtime to get into trouble. The third thing you want to do to kind of manage your class right from the beginning, especially if it's a difficult class or a class where you have students with IEPs or students that just have behavioral issues, you need to kind of mix it up with what they're interested in because no matter the norms you set or no matter like how great your lessons are, if they're not interested, they're not interested. So you need to kind of get to know them from the beginning and know what they like, what they're interested in, and mix that into your curriculum, mix that into your lessons, mix that into your activities. Because if you try to go straight off of the book, try to go straight off of the standards, try to just go straight off of whatever your lessons you had planned, like from last year or the summer, you're going to face a bit of difficulty if the kids find it boring or if they're not interested or if they're tired. So you want to get to know your kids. When I taught in Title I school, I had a lot of kids that were coming in late because they had to drop off their siblings. I had a lot of kids that were coming in hungry, a lot of kids that were living in shelters. So you need to know the background of the kids before they step in your class or get to know it fairly quickly when they step in your class because knowing their background and being able to mix things they're interested in and things they like and kind of just handling them with care will help you keep the class under wraps, keep them from turning up. Do people still say that? No. Okay, number 4, switch their seats. I switch seats week 2. Some teachers like to already have like their seating arrangement set. I don't like to have a seating arrangement before the kids come into class. I want to have a feel for who they are. I want to get to know them. And you'll get to know them rather quickly because kids love to share their business, their parents' business, their friends. They love to share. Okay, so you'll get to know them quick. So I don't do a seating arrangement from the beginning. I let them kind of sit where they're going to sit, and then I see how they interact with each other. I think I'm up to 5, right? Number 5. This might seem punitive, and I promise you it's really, really, really not. Call their parents or call their guardians or call whoever's in charge of them. And let them know what's going on. This is also a way for you to learn what's happening with them in the background, because sometimes kids won't tell you, you know, I'm living in a shelter, or I'm coming into school hungry, or I didn't do my homework because I was babysitting my siblings, or I had to go to work so I can help my parents pay bills. They won't tell you all of those things. Sometimes you have to call and find out. So if you notice that a kid's coming in a little rowdier than usual, or they come in, they put their head down, they're sleeping, no matter what you've tried in the class, you tried to make lessons interesting, you tried to do a whole bunch of things and it's not working, you have to call their parents. So I don't find phone calls home punitive because I never really call like, hey, your kid sucks. Even though, you know, sometimes they do. But no, kids are great. Yay. It'll also have them realize like, oh, my teacher's actually paying attention to me. My teacher cares what I'm doing in class. I'm actually affecting the class negatively and getting on my teacher's nerves, so she's calling home. So you'd be surprised what goes over teenagers' heads. And just a phone call home sometimes can be helpful. You always want to attack the phone call home with positive energy. Don't call home and try to be like combative and just all negative. You want to do a positive sandwich is what I was taught. You know, start off with positive, hit them with that negative in the middle, the little peanut butter, and then end with a positive. So, you know, the phone call ends well. Number 6. So what I like to do is make general announcements. I have like a 3-strike kind of thing. So if like a couple of kids in the class are talking, you know, I'll remind them, hey, class, we know that we have to behave a certain way because it's going to affect our grade negatively if we don't. You know, that's round 2. 3, hey, class, your teacher wants you to stop talking because you're talking a lot. And I want to fail you. No, my announcements don't go general like that though. But you can progress as you announce things, get a little more aggressive as you're speaking. Again, I'm not really the aggressive type, but just so they know, okay, you know, my teacher knows I'm talking. She doesn't want to pinpoint me out. And towards the end of the class, when they're leaving, I will, you know, pull that student aside like, hey, those 3 announcements, those were directly for you. So how about next time you do your work? Thanks. Number 7, okay? I am really against participation trophies. I know that's a millennial thing, and I am. They're trying to party with the queen. They gonna have to sign a non-disclosure. Carry on. Thank you. But I'm not giving us stickers and lollipops and candy and all these things because you did what you were supposed to do. However, I do find that positive reinforcement and rewarding students for doing something that's difficult for them or going above and beyond what is expected of them is a really good way to manage the class. It also lets them see like, oh, hey, Lil Jimmy is getting extra credit. Lil Bobby, you know, is not. So maybe I want to be like Jimmy, you know, I don't want to join Bobby's team, right? So you reward when the reward is earned. I'm not giving out participation trophies because you turned in your homework. Yay. I see you doing extra. I see you doing the work. You were back here. Now you're here, right? I want you to get here. But because you got right here, I'm going to acknowledge that. And your strengths and strides are not going unnoticed. So that makes a really big difference in the class. But they did pass that state regents, you know, by June. And they did manage to get the 65 when they were getting 55s before. So I reward positive growth. I don't reward if you're supposed to do something, you know? So it's like, I'm not going to give him a sticker every time he does his homework. But I will acknowledge the effort that he's made to go from A to D. Okay, number 9, stay consistent. That is for a middle school, junior high school, elementary school, high school level, every level as a teacher. You need to stay consistent because those students, no matter what age they are, once you are inconsistent one time, they will lose their minds. They will start doing things you didn't even expect them to do. They will start doing things you didn't even know they could do. They will start doing things you didn't even think about because you didn't have the do now up on the board when they came in and a kid threw a chair across the room because they had time. I've seen it. One time I gave a vocab quiz and I usually like circulate the room and walk around, make sure, kids are on task and what they're supposed to do. If they have questions, making sure they're not cheating. The one time, I didn't walk around the class, because I had to do something really quick while they were taking this test. And then the next test that I gave, I had 4 people cheating because they just anticipated me not walking around or thought that I wasn't going to check or look. And I'm just like, why? You're an A student already. Why cheat, And they told me, well, you didn't walk around last time, so I didn't think you would this time.
Bruh.
This is my fault? Okay, so be consistent. Always have the aim and do now up. Always have your exit tickets. Grade this, grade whatever you've set in motion for them to follow, the guidelines, the rules, the repercussions for behavior. Keep that same energy because they will make you pay if you don't. And they'll drive you crazy. It's true. It's really true. Number 10. I'm a really big proponent of students teaching themselves a lot of things. And that's with all different types of things, just in general. So it's also the same for behavior. It's also the same for classwork, homework. I like for them to be able to self-reflect and self-monitor. So that is a tip or trick or hack or whatever for classroom management. Have something in motion for you to allow them to reflect on what the hell they doing in class. Set some, it could be an exit ticket once a week. It could be some sort of loose leaf writing, reflective thing you do once a month to have them reflect on what behavior has gotten them to what point in your class, what they need to do to improve, what they need to do to make sure that they stop failing or stop losing points in something. Have them self-reflect because a lot of times they will be 1000% honest with you and themselves. So they will tell you, I messed up. I know what I did. This is what I can do to improve. And then as the teacher, it's my job to kind of monitor that and help them and, be the adult in the room. Sometimes it's so hard just being the adult in the room. But those are the 10, and I think I counted to 10. If I didn't, forgive me. It's the beginning of the school year. Those are the 10 real classroom management, classroom hacks that I have in motion. I haven't had much back and forth with kids yelling or giving me attitude. Usually because I'm scary and I'm small. So kids just what? But for the most part, that's what I do. And that's what's helped me be successful at this thing, I guess, called teaching. And I hope this video was helpful for you. And I hope that you subscribe. And if you like this, put a thumbs up and comment below and let me know if you want more teacher videos and if this was helpful or if you have something that you do that you think I should input, use, whatever, that I should use in my classroom. Let a girl know and I'm out. Bye.